Before we start today's session, I would like to give you all a little brief about Pragmatic Leaders. At Pragmatic Leaders, you all are part of a global family of aspirational professionals who proactively help each other and are invested in each other's career growth. Pragmatic Leaders functions like a full stack global career accelerator that rests on three core pillars. Pillar one is educate. We help you upskill via proven courses and professional industry coaches. Pillar two is engage. We run a global community of product managers on Slack with access to online and offline meetups. Pillar three is employ. We operate a job platform and dedicated interview preparation courses that help you crack your dream jobs. So, with that note, let's begin the session. Bhavna has already joined us. So, welcome, Bhavna, and thanks a lot for joining us today.
Thanks, Piyush. Thank you so much. So, first of all, thank you everyone for joining on a Sunday night, right? So, I'm Bhavana A S. I have been a product manager at BigBasket and have been with BigBasket for about 3.5 years now. So, today I'm going to talk about the journey of BigBasket over the last 2 months, which was the craziest one. So, let's get started. So, this session is about what are the different things that we did at BigBasket to manage the surge in demand, right? So let's start by talking about what happened to BigBasket once the lockdown was announced, right? So if you can see the image on the right, on March 22nd and March 23rd, there's a huge spike in Google Trends, right? So what is this indicating? It is indicating that the popularity of terms like online grocery or big basket, it just shot up, right? So it meant that people started looking out for online groceries for essential products during the lockdown, right? So this was very much evident on our site also, because the number of requests that we were getting, it just shot up by 3 to 6x times, right? So did the site go down? No, it did not go down. But the thing is, the experience on the app was very, very slow, because the traffic, we were not anticipating so much traffic all of a sudden, right? So the app was very, very slow in the initial 1 or 2 days, right? So apart from what happened on the app was a lot of orders got cancelled. Okay, so why did the orders get cancelled? It was because so Modi had told that all the essential services will continue to function as is. There would not be any change, like be it your offline groceries or online groceries. But the thing is, there was a lot of confusion among the on-ground authorities, right? Because they did not know what actually comprised of essential services, right? So because of that, many of our warehouses had to be closed down. Okay, and at many cities, even the delivery staff, they were stopped and they said, okay, no, we will not allow you to operate, right? So because of all of these operational constraints, we had to cancel a lot of orders, right? So that was the third part of the story. And coming to the main part, that is, all the customers, they started complaining that slots were not available, right? So again, why did this happen, right? So as soon as the lockdown was announced, right, almost 80% of our workforce, right, close to this was close to 13,000 people, they left for their hometowns. Okay, so this meant that we could not we did not have the manpower to do the picking, we did not have the manpower to do the packing and the delivery part of it, right? So that is the reason. What happened was, as soon as a slot was opened, within few minutes it was getting closed, right? So that is what happened. Now we will see what we did, right? So uh, so this essentially meant that all the teams across the board, we had to come together, right? We had to use whatever we had at that time, right? Leverage the existing system and just do more with less, right? So I will be talking about what are the initiatives that each team, like product engineering, marketing, supply chain, HR, each of them played their own part, right? And they used the existing system with very minimal tech changes or any major changes. And because of which we started delivering close to 3 lakh orders, right? So let's talk about my favorite product and engineering initiatives, right? So the initial measures, what were the immediate measures that we took, right? If you see, if you can look at the image on the right, right? So we showed a side down message, correct? So what did we do here? We said that, so this was only for the initial 2 to 3 days. Okay. So what we said was only existing customers will be able to access the site. Okay. Any new customers, if at all you're coming to bigbasket.com for the first time, you would probably see this page where we said that, okay, right now we are only allowing existing customers to use the site. Please come back later, right? So this was a very, very tough call, obviously, right? Because of course the company wants to deliver, we want to service orders for existing customers and new people, but we had to make this tough call, right? So this was one of the measures that we took, where we said we will block the traffic from new visitors. Okay. And coming to the second point, where we block the orders from non-operational cities, right? So like I said previously, in many cities, there was a lot of confusion among the local authorities, and they had stopped us from operating in that city, right? So because of which, even though we were getting traffic from those cities, there was no point, right? Because anyway, we were not able to deliver in that city. So we said we will even block traffic from the cities if at all it was not operational, right? So these were the immediate measures which we took in the initial 2 to 3 days. But of course, this cannot continue forever, right? We want to service new customers also. So that is when engineering did a DB upgrade, right? So this was done overnight, and doing this DB upgrade, it allowed us to handle 50% more load. So that is what we did. And once we did that, after 3 days, we started allowing customers, whether it was existing customers or new customers. So that is one of the other measures that we did. And the third one was a simple one, I would say, where we communicated better about the slot availability, right? So in the pre-COVID era, if at all the slots were full, the message that we were showing was just slots full. That is the message that we were showing, right? Because that was a very, very minor case. There was hardly a case where our slots would have been full. But now that was the major case, right? So, and probably that message was not going well. So what was happening is people, maybe they could not see that message well, and they just kept trying. They tried to check out multiple times, right? So one of the measures that we took in terms of communication was, we tried to be more empathetic, saying that, okay, all slots are full, please try again later, right? If you keep trying, then, I mean, at least once in a while, you would get that slot. So we changed this communication, right? So these were the immediate measures. But of course, we built a lot of features, right? So again, there was a huge, like, okay, you want to build a lot of features to enable more and more number of deliveries with the limited manpower, right? But again, we had to prioritize. So one of the first features that we did was contactless delivery, right? I think even now, most of the e-commerce players, they have all of us have adopted to contactless delivery, right? So we had to accordingly make the product changes, correct? So what are we did two main things, right? When we had to enable contactless delivery. One was that we immediately disabled cash on delivery, card on delivery option in the payments page, right? So that, so this was done to promote social distancing again, right? So that there is no communication between the customer and the delivery person, right? So this was one of the things. And coming to the messaging again, right? So we had to tweak our transactional communication. So what do I mean by transactional communication here? So whenever you place an order, or once your order is on the way, so we would trigger a message, right? So if you see the image on the right, you will see that, okay, hey customer, your order will be delivered at such and such a time. Please ensure that the order is prepaid and keep a bag outside for a contactless delivery, right? So we try to like communicate about the contactless delivery more and more, right? In the order placed message, and even in the message that we sent once your order was out for delivery. So these are the two changes that we did in terms of contactless delivery, right? And coming to the major feature, right? So I spoke about bulk order cancellations, right? We canceled a huge number of orders. So this was a lot. This caused frustration, okay? Because first thing, you were not getting slot on BigBasket. It was a very difficult thing to get. And you placed the order, and now we had to cancel it because of various reasons, because of operation constraints. And on top of it, what happened was this money was credited back to BB wallet, correct? So now in the pre-COVID era, this was not a major problem because even though your 2000 or let's say 3000 rupees is lying in your BB wallet, you could come back the next day and place the order, right? I mean, essentially that money was getting used up very soon. But now that is not the case. Now it's like, okay, you don't even know when we will get a slot, right? So that is the reason there was a lot of customer complaints on this, and customers even said that it's okay even if you delay the orders. Like it's okay even if you delay the orders and give it to me after 2 to 3 days from what was promised. It was still okay, but do not cancel the order. So then we decided, okay, we will make sure that we do not do any more order cancellations. So that is when we built bulk slot change. So what we said is, whenever we faced any disruptions in the city operations, we just said, okay, take this 1,000 orders of today and move it to, let's say, after 3 days, right? So that is probably when, okay, the operations would have gotten better, more stability, and that is when we could deliver it. So what we did is we enabled bulk slot change, okay? But like changing the slot of 1,000 orders from one day to some future date. That is what we did. And apart from that, like I told you, the refunds was one of the major problems. So we said that, okay, we will start refunding back to the source. Like this was part of the product pipeline, but the thing is, it just got accelerated right now because of the lockdown issues. So what this meant was product engineering. They had to work very closely with the payment gateway partners. And there we said, okay, these are the 1,000 orders for which you have to do bulk credits, right? Because the number of order cancellations were huge. So this was one of the new features that we had to build during that lockdown time, right? And coming to the optimizing cron story, okay. So this is an engineering hack, I would say, and I'll take a minute to explain what cron is, okay. So cron is basically, let's say it's a queue which will process information one by one, right? So one example of this cron story that I would like to share is, so let's say there is a cron which will mark your orders as processed and packed, okay. So now this cron was getting killed, okay, because of performance issues. Now what the engineering team did was they just took this cron and they broke it into two crons, saying that, okay, cron 1 will take order IDs which have odd numbers, right? And cron 2 will pick order IDs which have even numbers. So each of those crons will process information independently, right? So this meant that both the crons were not getting killed, okay? So one cron was processing odd numbered order IDs, and the second cron was processing even number order IDs. So this is a very, I can say, engineering hack which you could also use whenever your cron is getting killed, right? So these were the immediate features that we built as part of product and engineering initiatives, right? So going to the other teams, let's talk about marketing team initiatives, okay? So I'll tell you few interesting trolls that were happening about BigBasket. Okay, so one was, okay, people started telling that getting a slot on BigBasket is like getting a railway ticket on Tatkal, right? So that was one of the things, and the other thing was, okay, people were saying that, okay, there was this dark clouds and then a lightning struck and I got a slot on BigBasket. So it was up to that level. And apart from that, there was a lot of customer complaints coming on the social media saying that, okay, we are not getting slots, right? So what did marketing team do? They thought that, okay, let us start showing the number of orders that we are servicing daily, right? So we were, internally we knew that we are ramping up, right? But how do we communicate it to the customer, right? So what we did was we started showing the order update on the app homepage. Like if you see the image on the right, you will see that, okay, the number of orders, the number of customers that we serviced on 11th of April was 2.5 lakh orders. And the number of customers that we serviced on 18th April, it was close to 2.8 lakh orders, right? So we were ramping up and we started showing this on the app homepage, okay? And one more thing that we did in terms of marketing initiatives was extending the BB Star membership, okay? So I'll take a minute to explain what BB Star membership is. It is basically our loyalty program, right, which offers two main benefits. One is that you will get priority slots. That means you will get slots earlier than non-BB Star members. And the other major benefit is that if your order value is more than 600 rupees, then you will get the delivery for free. That these are the two main benefits. But of course, because no one was able to get the slots, even including BB stars, okay, myself, even I was a BB star, and it took almost 2 weeks for me to get a slot, right? So the problem was even BB stars could not avail these benefits for over a month. So that is the reason marketing said that we will extend this BB star membership by 1 month for free for all the active BB star members. So that was one of the marketing initiatives that we took, right? And coming to the communication part, like I told you, in many cities. So today we are delivering in about 26 cities, but in the initial few days of lockdown, we were only probably delivering in 15 cities, right? We don't even know when one city would be operational and one city would not be operational. So marketing team, they were rigorously communicating about all the operational updates, not just in social media, but also on the on-site banners, right? If you see here, you will see operational updates banners where you will know whether we were servicing your city today or not, or when we would be servicing your city next, right? So these things really helped. I'll tell you why, because on Twitter, for example, whenever we said that, okay, we are not able to deliver in Hyderabad because of whatever local authorities are imposing some restrictions. And many customers from Hyderabad, they literally wrote back to the MP of the city, of the region, saying that please allow BigBasket to deliver, right? They are relying on BigBasket for their essential groceries. So I can tell you all of this really helped, because immediately after some of these tweets which were going on, we were able to get, we were able to get our warehouses and delivery operations up and running. So all of this really helped, right? That was in terms of communication of operational updates. Now coming to the communication related to how you can help other customers in getting a slot, right? So we did two things here. One was an easy one where we said that how can you be a caring shopper, right? So let's say in the pre-COVID era, you were probably placing 2 orders or 3 orders in a month, right? But like you would order only whenever you need something, and you would get it very soon, like next day, right? But when it came to the lockdown time, right? So what essentially happened was you were not even able to get one slot per month, right? So we said, whenever you're ordering, whenever you're trying to get a slot, try to consolidate all the items together and place one order. So this will help in getting other people the other two slots, right? So that was one of the key things that was communicated. And the other thing was marketing tried to promote BB Daily here, right? So we wanted to divert some BigBasket traffic to BB Daily, right? So just to give you an idea about what BB Daily does, BB Daily is again a delivery service for apartments only. Okay, so if at all your apartment is part of the BB Daily featured apartments list, so we said that you could order from BB Daily, right? So BB Daily essentially they deliver milk and some essential products. Okay, so we said that okay, if at all you live in an apartment, please download BB Daily app and just check if at all your apartment is part of the featured apartments of BB Daily, so that you could easily order from BB Daily, and you would get it much sooner also than BigBasket. So all of this really helped, okay, because the number of orders that we got on BB Daily shot up, and this would have definitely helped in freeing up slots on BigBasket, which would be used for servicing the individual houses. So these were some of the marketing initiatives that we did, right? So going to the operations and supply chain management team, right? So these were the real rock stars, right? If you think about engineering, product marketing, we were all working from home and we could do whatever best we can, right? But it's ultimately the supply chain management team and the operations, like the last mile delivery team. They were the actual rock stars, right? They had to go to the warehouse and do all of this work, right? So they took two main initiatives, right? So supply chain management team said that they would focus only on essential products, right? So let's say we had 20,000 products on site. We just drastically reduced that number and said we would only deliver essential products now, right? So this was helpful because we could intensely focus on the replenishment of these essential products, right? So by replenishment, what I mean is that we had to ensure that the essential products are not out of stock, right? Just to give you an example, sanitizers and hand wash, it was out of stock even in online stores and even in offline stores, correct? So what they did was the supply chain team, they coordinated intensely with many vendors so that they could get these supplies of the essentials, right? So they said that we wanted to ensure the essential products are not out of stock, right? So that was one of the initiatives by supply chain. And coming to the operations, right? The last mile delivery team, what they did is they said that they would start apartment delivery service. So I'll take 2 minutes to explain what this means. So let's say you are the volunteer from your apartment. Okay, you are part of the resident welfare association and you are the volunteer. And I am the customer service agent from BigBasket. Okay. So what we would do is, let's say you registered on BigBasket, okay, and you will come to the CS agent, and me as a CS agent, I will give you an Excel sheet. Okay. So this was all not done on the app because of course it would take more time. So it had to be more of a offline process, right? So what this meant was the CS agent would share a Google sheet. Okay. They would share a sheet mentioning that these are the 100 items which can be delivered to your apartment. Okay. So now you as a volunteer, you will go and interact with your flats and you will collect the information of what each household would need, right? So you will say that, okay, this household, let's say you will go to each of the flats and you will say, okay, Maggie 4 packets or Vim 2 liters, this is what you require. So once you consolidate all the items which are required, you will share that sheet with me, right? You will share that sheet with BigBasket again. And me as a CS agent, I will use the sheet to place order for you from backend. Okay. So once I place the order, once your packing, all of that is done, I will share that this is the invoice. This is the amount which you need to pay. And once you make the payment, your order would be delivered the next day. Okay. So this offered two main, like this kind of improved the operational efficiencies, and it was good for the customer also, right? Because if at all you are placing order today, probably you are getting it after 3 to 4 days, right? But if at all you placed an order using this apartment delivery service and placing a bulk order, you would get it the right next day, right? So why this? I mean, how this increased the operational efficiency for BigBasket was, so let's say Prestige Shantini Ketan has 100 apartments, right? So each one of them, if at all they would place order, it would be 100 different orders for us, right? Maybe at different times also, correct? So all of this meant, let's say 100 deliveries, correct? So instead of that, what we said is, if at all we could get all of this 100 orders at once, right? So this would be a bulk order and it would help us in picking every item together and even delivering it at once. So that is how it improved the operational efficiency. And today, BigBasket, like BB Daily, right? BigBasket Daily, it is following this model, and they're doing really good. And we are planning to introduce this in BigBasket also. We are piloting it, and we hope to scale it soon. Okay, so this was about the operation initiatives. And coming to HR and projects, team initiatives, right? So, I mean, keeping all of this aside, okay, keeping all the efficiencies aside, what is the main concern, right? So, the main concern is to ensure the safety of BigBasket employees, right? So, this meant that HR had to come up with a lot of new safety measures, right? So, what they did is, if at all you can look at the image on the right, you can see that all the warehouses, we had to sanitize them very frequently, right? And we were doing, I mean, whosoever entered the warehouse, we were checking the temperatures. And only if at all the person did not exhibit any symptoms, only then he was allowed to operate, only then he was allowed to work, right? And similarly, like all the delivery people and even pickers, packers, everyone had to wear masks and gloves and all of that, right? So who will procure all of this? It would be projects team, right? So projects team had to work rigorously, like to enable all of this, right? Like gloves, delivery bag, even the temperature scanning machines, right? So all of this procurement was done by projects team, right? And HR team, I'll tell you how it played a very, very major role. Like I told you before, close to 13,000 people were not available now, right? They had whole, like all of them, they gone to their town, right? So that is the reason we decided that we would hire 10,000 people, correct? So now the hiring again, it's not easy, right? So what this meant was we had to tie up with a lot of companies. So here I've mentioned we did tie-ups with Uber and Rapido, but apart from that, we did tie up with close to around 57 associations, right? Including Retail Association of India, Restaurants Association of India, where we said we would want more and more people so that we could deliver more orders. And trust me, within the first 3 weeks, we were able to hire close to 900 people, right? So that was about the HR and project initiatives. And of course, training these new people is not easy, right? How do you use the delivery app, right? Each of them, like each company, maybe they're not even aware about it, right? So training them on how to use the delivery app, all of this was done by the HR team, right? So coming to the last few ones. So what else changed in other teams, right? So for example, let's talk about content team here. Okay. So in the initial few days, you would have seen one banner on the homepage saying essentials. Okay. So if you click on the essentials banner, what you would see is you would see a list of products, right? So this only considered, of course, the essential products like staples, fruits and vegetables, and things like that, right? So what we did was the content team, they stepped up and they said that they would update this list every like 2 to 3 times a day, right? So they were manually checking all the stock reports and seeing what was available, what was not available, right? So everything which was available, they were making it part of the essentials list. And if at all few things were out of stock, there's no point showing it in the essentials list, right? So they were manually updating this essentials list, right? So this would definitely help the customer experience, right? Because if at all you did not shop through this essentials list, you would have to probably search. You would have to search for 20 items and you would have to add them to basket or even browse through category navigation and add it, right? So instead, they use this essentials list so that the customers could easily shop, right? So that was one of the initiatives which the content team took. Of course this could have been automated, but I'm saying everything will take time. So content team stepped up and they said that they would do it manually, right? So coming to customer service team, right? So I'm sure everyone here, they would have interacted with the customer service team of some bank or some e-commerce company, right? So when would you reach customer service? It is when you have a problem, right? So when you're not able to place order or when you want to change the slot of an order, right? And this is the peak time when BigBasket would need customer support team, right? Because there are a lot of new visitors coming on site and even existing customers were not able to place orders, right? So customer service team, to enable work from home for them was again a huge effort, okay? Because we had desktops in office and all of that, right, for customer service team. But now we had to enable work from home and procuring all the like thousands of laptops for them. So of course, projects team helped all of us here, but it was a huge effort to enable the work from home for customer service team, right? And coming to the category team, right? So generally, category managers are like super busy, right? Because they are the ones who are responsible for the revenue growth, correct? Now, if you think about the assortment that we had, it was very few. It was only essential products, right? So the assortment was greatly reduced, and also even the growth, right? It was very organic growth, correct? So what they did is they decided to focus on new product introductions, right? So what does this mean? So it meant that category managers would work very closely with the brand managers, right? And what they ensured is all the data required to launch new products was kept ready, so that once the lockdown is over, once situation gets normal, we could just go live with the new products on site. So that is something which the category teams did, right? And coming to the last one, which is about the ads, right? So what I'm saying is, I think organic traffic you guys understood. It means that I searched for online grocery, or I searched for buy vegetables online, or I searched for BigBasket, and I clicked on bigbasket.com ka link from the search results page, and I landed on BigBasket. So that was your organic traffic, right? And coming to direct traffic, you already knew about BigBasket and you went to the Play Store or the App Store and you downloaded the app. Or the other way of direct traffic is you went to Google and you directly typed bigbasket.com in the URL, right? And you directly came to the website. So this is also part of direct traffic. So all of this together, it increased by 2x, right? So because the growth was so organic, we did not need ads right now. So we temporarily paused all the ads, right? So these are the things which changed in other teams, right? So coming to the ending, where are we now? So in the pre-COVID era, we were delivering about 1.5 lakh orders per day. Okay. Once the lockdown was announced, on the day one, we were only delivering 30,000 orders. Okay. And if you see the number of orders that we delivered on day 40 of lockdown, we were close to 3,000 orders. So today we are delivering close to like more than 3 lakh orders every day, right? So I would like to talk about the images here, okay? So to the right, you will see a tweet from a happy customer where they're thanking all the rock stars, right? All the delivery people, right? And to the left, what you see is the Big Basket Smart Store, okay? So what do I mean by Big Basket Smart Store? It is basically a set of BB Instant machines kept next to each other in apartments. Okay. So what are these BB Instant machines again? They contain essential products. Okay. By essential products, what I mean is um, your fresh fruits, vegetables, and some beverages like juices, and even like cakes and things like that, cakes, biscuits. So this is one of the innovations that we did, and we want to scale soon here because this will help in like quick, hygienic, and even contactless shopping experience. So we are already piloting this in some of the apartments in Bangalore, and we are planning to scale it across India very soon. So I think that is how I would like to conclude that we are continuously innovating with whatever we can and trying to do our best to serve more and more customers. So thank you everyone.
Thanks a lot, Bhavna. It was really amazing session. I believe all of us have got lots of insights from this session,
Sure,
and
sure,
it
yeah.
was
I
really amazing.
also really enjoyed. I mean, very good questions. I would say it was pretty interesting. I liked the session.
Right. And I know a lot of you still have a lot of questions, and I can see in chat section there are a lot of questions that are pending. So Bhavna is already present in a Slack community. You can post your question in the Slack community, and you can anytime get in touch with her.
Sure.
So before we end this session, I would like to introduce about our Pragmatic Leaders live classes. So we have recently started our e-commerce track, and Bhavna is taking our e-commerce masterclass over there, where you'll learn about e-commerce from A to Z. So Bhavna, can you give them a short glimpse about what all will be covered in this?
Sure. I can do that. So like Piyush mentioned, we have pragmatic live classes. It is basically like a classroom, right? So it's just that it's an online classroom, and I will be teaching about e-commerce product management, right? So just to give you like few examples of what I will be teaching, like the topics, I'll be talking about the fundamentals of e-commerce, like what is average order value, what are the important metrics which an e-commerce company will track, right? What is the North Star, and how is an e-commerce search working, right? If you think about it,
Yeah.
search is the holy grail of e-commerce, right? So how do you ensure your search results work in the best way possible, right? And I will also be teaching about how ads work, right? So you would have seen sponsored products on Amazon, and you would see ads even if you leave the site. If you go to some browsers and all, you would have seen the ads there also, even Facebook ads, right? So I'll be talking about ads also. And the fourth main topic which I'll be talking about is the customer communication, right? So here I would be covering something like, okay, when do you trigger a message to the customer, right? And what do you include in that message? So I'll be talking about these four topics: search, communication, ads, and the fundamentals of e-commerce. Like how do you show the necessary things in a product listing page, right? What are the necessary things present in a PD page? So these are the things which I'll be talking about with respect to e-commerce product management.
Thanks for that introduction. So I've added link of the Pragmatic Live course page in the chat section. So
Okay.
you can subscribe to the course over there, and we have other tracks as well that are into AI, into technology, taken by other experts from those domains. So with a single subscription, you will be able to access all these courses, and all the details are mentioned over there. So you can go over there and subscribe to the track. And if you have any other queries, you can reach out to me on Slack. I am available 24/7. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
You're not supposed to be available 24/7, Piyush.
yeah. So
Sure.
thanks a lot, Bhavna, once again. So it was a really amazing session. And thanks a lot, guys, for joining us today.